with the girls in my home right now, it's very stressful trying to figure that out, and I just feel like I'm getting depressed and not sure what to do with my family and my adopted kids. It's just a struggle.
Okay, so you feel that the stress from dealing with the girls is making you depressed?
Yeah, I think that's part of it, and just all the stuff going on is like overwhelming.
Okay, so and do you have any support systems other than your husband? I know you have your husband.
Yeah, my daughter, she is a pretty good support, but I also then have to watch her kids several days a week, so it's like a support, but it's also kind of an extra burden. But I can talk to her. She's a pretty good listener, so I can talk to her pretty often.
Okay, that's good. And so when you babysit for your daughter, I mean, do you have any other time to also like watch the girls? You're taking care of five foster care.
Yeah, I usually have to babysit them when the girls are at school because it would be too much to have them all at the same time. So that's at least one good thing.
Okay, and so for you right now, like, what is the biggest problem that you want to work on right now?
I guess just my depression, because I can't really change the girls' behavior. So just working on my depression and learning how to deal with all the stuff on my own and that kind of thing.
Okay. And how do you think you can work to make yourself feel better so you won't be depressed or stressed?
I mean, I really like to sew and going to church. My friends at church, I really like spending time with them.
Have you done that recently?
I mean, we go to church every Sunday, but I don't necessarily get to spend a lot of time with them. We just kind of go to the service and have to go home. So maybe trying to spend time with them during the week or other things like that.
Okay. And I know you also mentioned that you like to sew.
Yeah.
And do you do that often?
If I have time, I haven't in a long time.
Okay, and I mean, how does that make you feel? Does it make you feel less stressed, or why do you like to sew?
Yeah, it's relaxing. I think it's like something I like to do to make me feel better.
Okay, and do you go to classes?
No, I just sew like quilts and other things like that.
At home?
Yeah.
Okay, and so I know we know that you can't really change the girls' behavior, but it sounds like that's one of the main things that is making you stressed right now. That's stressing you out. So, I know you also mentioned that your daughter asks you to babysit sometimes. Do you feel that you need some time to yourself, maybe away from the girls?
Yeah, maybe a vacation would help.
Okay, and do you have any time for that, or?
Yeah, I guess I could ask one of my other kids to watch the girls for a weekend.
Okay. And so what would like a vacation look like to you?
Just going somewhere with my husband and having like alone time to relax.
Just you and your husband without the...
Yeah, probably. If they're there, it just causes a lot of issues. You just constantly have to be watching them and worrying who's around them. Things like that just makes it really stressful.
Mm-hmm. And so if you I could imagine like that one day you woke up and like all your problems were solved. What would that look like to you?
I guess just the girls not misbehaving, like acting right, going to classes, not skipping, being able to have time for sewing and to go to church and maybe even grab lunch with a friend, not having to like always be at home, wondering if the girls are skipping classes and having to go to the school, that kind of stuff. Just a relaxing, no big problems going on, just everyone's happy.
Okay, and so, how long have you been with the girls?
Some of them I've had for a year, 6 months. Each one's different.
So you've had some longer than the other ones?
Yeah, the longest has been like a year and a half.
And I know that there was one that you had more problems with.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you had her?
She has been in the home about a year.
About a year. And I mean, did you notice more of the problems when she came, or?
It goes up and down. Like sometimes she can act right for a really long time, and then other times it'll be very terrible all the time. So it's very like up and down depending on the time.
And did you notice like if the issues were, I mean, did she cause more issues with the other girls? Did you just notice a difference like when she came into the home?
Yes. A lot of these girls came after her, so you can definitely notice that she'll try and cause issues with certain ones and make more drama. So I think it just depends too on her mood that day, and she'll cause issues.
And have you noticed if your stress is coming, or you feel more stress now that? Did you notice that after she came into the house, or was that a stress that you had before?
I mean, you're always just a little stressed, but I think it's like increased a lot since she's been there.
Okay. And what is your relationship with her like?
I mean, I think it goes up and down. Like initially, she attached pretty quickly and we were close to her. But then when she gets upset, she just blames me for everything. So that gets hard because then it, puts a distance between us, and it's a lot harder to work with her on things when she just swears at you a lot and screams at you. So that can be really hard. Straining on the relationship.
So it would be very difficult. And do you feel like that's one of the main things that's stressing you? I mean, your relationship with her?
Yes, I think that's probably the biggest one.
Okay. And do you feel that do you think that maybe if you talk to her or try to change the relationship with her, would that help you?
I guess I could try and spend more one-on-one time with her.
And what would you do with her? Like, what would that look like if you spend more time with her?
Maybe just finding activities just that I can take her on and try and get someone to watch the other girls. So it can be more personal.
Okay, and what would be some of the consequences of you making time to take her and spend more time with just her?
I mean, it takes time away from the other girls, and I almost have to do it with all of them to make them all feel like equal. So that can be kind of hard to try and find people to spend time with them, things like that.
And so do you think that spending more time with her make her feel better, or maybe go back to that time when she had a good connection with you?
Yeah, I guess that was different girls in the home, so felt like I had a closer connection to her depending on the other girls' relationship in the home. So I guess trying to spend more one-on-one time with her could be beneficial.
Okay. And so I know that you mentioned that you feel like maybe a vacation would be one of your goals to take that stress away from you and not be so depressed. And you also mentioned maybe starting to sew again, and spending more time with your foster daughter. So those are 3 things that could possibly help you with your stress and depression. Do you think that there's anything else that's affecting your feelings, like making you feel or causing the depression?
I think it's also just taking away time from like my relationship with my husband.
Your relationship with your husband?
Just the stress with the girls and always having to deal with them. So that could be a factor, just not getting to spend enough time with him.
And so you feel like you need to spend more time with your husband?
Yeah, I would like to.
You would like to?
Mm-hmm.
And do you think this is making you like lose, like is it affecting your relationship with him? Like how is it causing you to feel depressed when you're not spending time with your husband?
I just feel like the time we do get to spend together is always kind of over negative things, like talking about things with the girls and talking about all the issues and things we have to do for them rather than just talking about like good things and happy things throughout the day. So I think that could be straining.
So you don't talk to him about what your day was like, or it's always negative?
Yeah.
Okay. And are you working, and is he working?
Yes, he works. I have to stay home with the girls. I used to work.
Mm-hmm. And what is his schedule like? Is it a time thing? Is it?
He works like a 9 to 5, so he has the weekends.
So it's not a schedule conflict that you can't spend time with him?
I mean, I guess it sort of is because anytime he's working, that's when the girls are at school. So if he's home, then the girls are home, which can be difficult, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And so what can you do to try to find time to maybe reconnect with your husband?
Maybe going to his work and eating lunch with him. Try and do that when we have time. We both know the girls are occupied at school.
Okay. And how would you do that? Like, does he have, is he able to do that, meet with you at lunch?
I think so. If I go there and just eat with him, maybe I could do that.
Okay. That's a good idea. So, you mentioned a couple of things that you can do to fix your relationship with your husband. See if you can spend more time with him on fun things, not just worry about the girls and talk about negative things. So you said that you can meet with him at lunch for that. You can also, you said you mentioned a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like when do you think you could you could do that, or what would be most important to you right now to start?
I guess trying to go and see him at lunch because a vacation is like too much to try and plan right now. So I think that would be more reasonable.
Okay. And what about another thing that you can do now? One of your other goals?
Trying to find time to spend one-on-one with my foster daughter.
Your foster daughter?
Mhm.
Okay. And what kind of activities would you do with her, or how would you spend more time with her?
I guess I kind of have to make it short increments. So maybe try and like go take her for ice cream or something like that.
Okay.
Talk to her.
And so that's two of the goals that we have mentioned. So what would be the other ones, or what's next on the list that's more important to you?
I guess just trying to de-stress myself, like not be so depressed.
Okay. And how would you do that?
I'm not sure. I guess like we had talked about the sewing and going to do stuff with my friends at church, maybe.
Okay. Okay. And so right now your priority is to spend more time with your husband.
Mhm.
Okay. And I know you also mentioned your sister. Does she?
My adopted daughter.
Oh, your older daughter.
Yeah, that has a kid. I can try and spend more time with her just one-on-one. It's just crazy with her kids and the girls. So maybe try and plan like a date to go out to lunch with her or something.
And do you feel like she's the one that offers the most support for you?
Yeah, definitely. She's a good listener and she'll listen to different problems and stuff and try and help me.
Okay, and that does that take stress away from you?
Yeah, I think it helps to talk about this stuff with her.
Okay. So I know you also mentioned a vacation, but you said that's a little bit harder to attain. So so we're gonna start with trying to spend time with your husband, and by going to his work and eating lunch with him. When do you think that you can start doing that?
I guess I could try this week, one of the days, see what his schedule looks like. See what would be best to go down.
Okay. And what about taking your daughter to you said you want to take her to an ice cream shop?
Yeah, just see, maybe one day after school, see tomorrow. I don't think she has any sports or anything, so maybe take her for ice cream tomorrow.
So you think you can do that tomorrow?
I think so.
And you already have like someone that can watch the other girls?
Yeah, well, I just have to make sure my husband will be home.
Okay. And what about time for yourself?
I guess trying to maybe talk to my husband about a couple hours on the weekend where maybe he can just focus on watching the girls and I can have time to sew.
And the last one, I know you said this is the hardest one, but vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you can have time for that?
Maybe try and plan like a short weekend or something in the future. See when my older daughter would be around to watch the girls.
Okay. So you said a weekend when you're.
Yeah, maybe like a short weekend, so they only have to watch them for a couple days. Just have a couple days away.
Okay. So all of these are really good ideas, and that could help you with your stress, and also depression. I know that you said that you feel depressed. So, and I feel like you have the motivation. You want to um, reconnect with your husband. Do you think that what's the biggest motivation for you to reach these goals?
I guess just trying to be happier with the current situation, trying to be happier for the girls and for my husband.
Okay. So you said you want to be stronger for the girls
Mm-hmm.
and your husband. And do you feel like that you're not strong now, or?
Yeah, I feel like it just makes everything harder when you're stressed. You're just shorter tempered, really tired, not as willing to just go have fun with them and do that kind of stuff that you should do.
That's true. I mean, when you feel stressed, you kind of want to just forget about everything. you have trouble. I mean, just like you said, handling the girls. So I think these are good steps that you can start with.
Mm-hmm.
I know maybe the vacation would be a little bit more difficult, but just starting with the simple goal, like going to eat lunch with your husband.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great idea to start to feel better about yourself, and that way you can be stronger and help out your family and reconnect with your husband.
Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful. So, how do you think like this would also benefit your daughters?
Just giving more one-on-one time, try and build those relationships and like build on them more in a positive way.
So you want to give all of your daughters more one-on-one time?
Yeah, I think that would be necessary.
And do you feel like the one daughter that you're having more problems with, is she? I mean, do you think she needs like more time than the other girls?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I kind of have to see if she'll be open to it and see how it goes. Definitely make an effort.
And how do you think that the other girls would feel if you're just spending more time with her?
That's why I think I have to make one-on-one time for all of them, just to not start like huge fights and things like that.
Mm-hmm. And how do you think this would benefit your husband as well?
I mean, if the girls are behaving better, it's less stress on him as well.
And do you think that that would the stress that he has from the girls is affecting you as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think it affects our relationship. We're just more tired, stressed.
And